wind had carried a warning. Blood. Tiny cries in the grass at just 7 seconds old. Survival is already brutal. 2 cheetah cubs fumble through the chaos, their small teeth tugging helplessly at tangled fur. Then the savannah wakes. 5 adults surge to their feet, drawn by the desperate call of their own. The Zori family, a rare and powerful sight on these plains, moves as one. A mother lifts a cub effortlessly in her jaws, but the numbers no longer match. 8 had greeted the morning. Now, only 5 remain, and ahead stands the true danger, a lioness. Not merely a rival, but a living border no predator dares cross lightly. Still, the cheetahs charge. Spots flash through the dust as they swarm around her. Swift shadows circling a mountain of muscle and fury. The lioness does not release the cub. She holds it tightly, forcing the others to watch. This is not hunger alone. It is a warning, a lesson carved into fear. Come closer, and this is the price. For predators like these, a cub is more than offspring. It is the future of the bloodline itself. Then, a mistake, a narrow angle, a hidden side, one careless heartbeat. The cheetahs know strength will not save them, so they close in slowly, tightening the space around the lioness, turning the earth beneath her into a trap. But the mother sees only one thing. Above her hangs the fragile life she came to protect. Below waits the death she is willing to face for it. And in the wild, a single second can change everything, just enough to slow her. They stand trapped between 2 choices. Not close enough to challenge her, yet not distant enough to abandon what was lost. And the lioness walks as though she already understands their fear, as though she knows none of them truly dare. But something changes. The circle tightens. Grief hardens into rage. Fear melts into desperation. And for the first time, the cheetahs begin to forget what stands before them. A lioness. They cannot let distance become surrender. So one breaks ahead of her path, stepping into danger, trying to steal even a second of her movement. A sharp snort cuts through the air. One slips behind her, hunting for the angle her eyes cannot guard. Every movement pulls at her focus, forcing her attention to split again and again. The cheetahs give her too many threats at once. A face in front, a shadow at the flank, motion at every edge of sight. The lioness turns toward one challenger, just as another presses at her blind side. They want every step to feel dangerous, every direction uncertain, and slowly, the balance begins to shift. For the first time, she is no longer only carrying the cub. Now she is calculating, turning, watching, spending precious attention with every heartbeat. But the lioness understands something the cheetahs cannot escape. They cannot strike freely while the life they once saved hangs between her jaws. So she keeps the cub there, not only as prey, but as protection, a shield made of grief itself. 2 generations locked within the same terrible display of power. Mother and cub are separated by only inches. For a single breath, it almost feels possible, as though the mother might reach her young one again. But mercy does not survive on this savannah. The lioness reacts with sudden fury, as if even the attempt at escape demands punishment. She releases the cub not from weakness, but from anger, from the instinct to answer defiance with absolute dominance. By now, there is little left to rescue, only something left to steal away. The same jaws that once carried life through the grass now carry the weight of loss instead. And the cheetahs understand one thing clearly. A lioness is most dangerous when she stands firm. So they force movement upon her, not to flee from her power, but to drag her away from certainty, to make every step unstable, every decision rushed, every moment imperfect. Then the missing members return, but the air has changed. There is no calm left in the grasslands now. In the distance, movement erupts, sharp, frantic, violent enough to pull every eye toward it. Before instinct becomes thought, they already understand. The lioness is no longer seen the same way. She is still feared, still powerful, still the ruler of this confrontation, but no longer untouchable. Now the entire family stands together, all 8 surrounding the chaos. Alone. None of them could challenge her. Together, numbers become the only weapon they possess. Danger begins to close in from every side. Not because they believe they can overpower the lioness, but because they are trying to make certainty impossible for her. They are not fighting for a single perfect strike. They are fighting to wear her down. Every movement forces the lioness to spend energy, attention, strength. Every turn now comes with a cost. And slowly, exhaustion begins to reveal cracks in her power. For the cheetahs, this is the opening they have been waiting for. Again and again, sharp claws tear across her skin. Quick attacks, shallow wounds, relentless pressure. They do not need one fatal blow, only enough pain, enough exhaustion, enough moments stolen from her control. Each time the lioness rises, she rises slower than before. Each swipe of her paw carries less precision and more frustration. There are too many bodies around her now, too many angles, too little time to answer them all. And the cheetahs begin to understand her rhythm. They recognize the pauses between movements. They know when her body settles, and they know exactly when to strike again. They have learned the exact moment fatigue leaves even the smallest opening, and they never stop coming. This is how even the strongest creatures are broken, not by one overwhelming blow, but by endless pressure. Constant demands. Attack after attack without relief, because even power has limits. The cheetahs do not confront the lioness head-on. They avoid the place where her strength is absolute. Instead, they circle to the rear, always the rear. There, her reactions are slower, her vision weaker, her defense divided. The lioness bleeds now, her breaths growing heavier with every passing second. Still, she refuses to surrender the center of the fight. But there are too many attacks, too many small invasions for one exhausted body to answer. And slowly, pain begins to settle deep inside her muscles, turning strength into burden. 9:01. Now the wounds are no longer only on her body. Humiliation has found its way into her mind, and for a creature like her, insult cuts deeper than injury. 9:10. Then another figure appears through the dust, a lion. He does not look upon the scene as a hunter watching conflict. He sees it as a companion witnessing collapse. 9:29. And instantly, the balance changes. What the cheetahs dared against one exhausted lioness, they cannot dare against him. 9:36. She no longer stands alone. And in a world ruled by violence, sometimes that is the closest thing mercy can become.